Guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name's Simon, down here at Bertha Golf Club as one of the PGA professionals, and I want to put a test, expensive versus cheap, or cost effective, let's say. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that like button, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so today what I want to do is test between the Rogue, retail price $429, against the big Bertha Alpha, which you can get brand new still for about £140 online. Second hand's going to be even cheaper. And this was hailed as the long hitting driver. Very small head, CG's very far forward to that face, so you're going to be thinking low spin, which I'm expecting from this driver. So if you hit up on it, it's going to go a long way. However, if you don't hit it well, it can go a long way off target. Rogue Sub-Zero, because again I wanted to get this as close to this in terms of head shape and design to make it fair. However, a lot lighter, variable face thickness, gel brake technology to increase that ball speed, ultimately making the ball go further. Very fair, interesting test. I've lofted this to the same degree as this. Stiff shafts, 70 gram for the Alpha, 65 for the Rogue, and I'll be interested to see the results. I'm going to hit 3 tee shots with each, giving us a rough idea of how far these are going, dispersion and everything else like that. So let's talking more hitting. Okay, the Alpha to start with. I think challengers should go first. Wind's picked up a bit. Par 5 GC2 setup. Let's see how far, how long, let's see what kind of spin rate this brings out. I'm not going to try and hit it my hardest. I think it's more of a case of 3 consistent swings, just as you would on a golf course. Tiny bit out to the right hand side, that one. And the GC2, so tiny different. 280 carry, not bad. Not bad as the first swing. Sorry if you can't hear me right at the moment. That's consistent though, it's a bit windy. Consistent, both of those shots though, however. 270 spin rate is really high though. Spin rate very high. I probably would use a stiffer shaft, but obviously want to make this a nice fair test between the two of them with the shaft that would have been in them at the time when you bought it. Right, next one. Again, nice and high. Again, 276 in terms of carry. Spin rate I feel is really high for the driver. And the Rogue I've seen has normally been a lot lower in terms of ball spin. So, let's swap over. Okay, Callaway Rogue, lighter head, so it feels lighter, possibly help me release the hands a bit better. My bad shot is off to the right at the moment. That, if you're hooking the ball, perfect combination, heavy head and shaft. Right, all we're looking for is a higher ball speed though. Does the 429 pound driver achieve it? Let's have a look. Well, I'm definitely not taking that back. That just felt unreal. 295 out of the gates. And when that's hitting the deck as well, that's not going anywhere. I mean, that is going everywhere. That's going long. Right, another one like that. Let's have a look. Tiny bit heely, that one. You can see the spin rate raised a lot, but still found the middle. Wouldn't necessarily say the other one would be as forgiving, but all I'm looking for is raw distance. Okay, last one, solid swing. Now a tiny bit left. Perfect for this hole because that's gone like all the way down there. but I've pulled it a touch. But again, looking around the 294 mark when you're hitting it out the middle. Interesting. Right, let's recap. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the numbers. So interestingly enough, the longest ball of the day was definitely the Rogue. 2 out of the 3. Okay, I pulled one of them. Actually, it was a perfect draw down here on the 9th, but in terms of target line, it was definitely pulled. But yeah, in terms of overall distance, the Rogue definitely won. In terms of spin rate coming off the face as well, I think in terms of total distance, it'd definitely be further in terms of the angle that is coming down and hitting the ground from as well, which is key, especially with drivers. Carry is great, but you still want it to be running out. At the same time, you don't want no carry, low run, because in the winter, that's not gonna be beneficial. So I'll leave some data and graphics around here so you can see what I see. So the Rogue won in total distance, let's say. And I think also that's key to say is that neither of these drivers were fitted perfectly for myself. Obviously, I put the Rogue as close to the Alpha as I possibly could to give it a fair test. But if you are buying an old driver or a second-hand driver, for example, you haven't got the option of that custom fitting. I think that's important. £300 worth more of a driver, you get that option of a fitting, more likely free if you go to your local pro shop or wherever, and they'll put the right shaft to get you the right numbers. And you can see from the numbers here, the Alpha definitely wasn't correct for myself, too spinny, and I think that's why it lost. It was looking at about 3,000 or mid 3,000s, which is just a bit too high. You want it about 2.5, where the Rogue was a bit closer to that mark, and I think that's why it won, because you look at the numbers, ball speed out of these two drivers were exactly the same. 167 on average. Actually 172 was the highest with the Alpha, which is really interesting, as I'd expect the Rogue to be better, but the Rogue face in terms of low spin definitely produced more, especially as my launch angle with the Alpha again was higher, and I think it's because of that heavier head or combination. I'm trying to really release my hands as much as I can just to keep it on target, whereas with the Rogue I could release naturally, with the third shot too naturally as it went left, and that's why that launch angle is a bit lower with a lower spin rate. The Rogue, with the right combination, I've had massive numbers, ball speeds especially going up towards the high 170s, 180 mark. Obviously I haven't been able to play with the Alpha as much, but that is an interesting comparison to have a look at in terms of these two drivers, small driver heads. These aren't forgiving driver heads, really. You can get more forgiving. These are basically all about ball speed and distance and controlling that ball flight because of that smaller head. So it's a good comparison, and at the end of the day, you can get a driver that's going to be going 300 yards total. If you're a big hitter, for only 130, 140 pounds brand new, you could probably get a second-hand one of these for about 80, 90 pounds, I would have thought. Alternatively, you got the Rogue at 429. Looks great, feels great, but obviously is a big price point. Guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, leave a comment below what comparison do you want to see next, and I'll catch you guys later.